Thank you very much, Director Monfort, Secretary Clow, and Ambassador Zolik, and all of the distinguished guests in the room today. I will also repeat what the previous speakers have said. It is indeed an honor to be able to speak in a very historic building such as the Smithsonian Institute, and I'm indeed honored to be here to speak on this subject. I congratulate you all on the new partnership, the Global Tiger Initiative, Conservation and Development Network, that we are formalizing here today with the Memorandum of Understanding that you just signed. The conservation challenge that we face with respect to wild tigers are immediate and very critical. For these magnificent creatures, time is of the essence. Large in size, but sparse in numbers, tigers are indeed at the edge of extinction. Tigers are top predators, and the loss of these animals is synonymous with the loss of natural habitat, prey populations, and biodiversity. Just last week, we heard the very sad news from India that the Panna Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh no longer has any tigers. A national park that once boasted of having over 40 tigers just 6 years ago confirmed on Friday that the last resident tiger of the reserve cannot be found. This is the second time that this sad story has been repeated at one of India's 37 tiger reserves. It is clear that the situation is dire when the very places that are supposed to offer protection for tigers are found to have no tigers left. Compounding this bad news, the National Tiger Conservation Authority in India recently revealed that the tiger population in the country has declined by almost 60% to less than 1,500 tigers. There is no question that in India and the rest of the tiger range states, the time is of the essence, and time indeed is running out. Saving wild tigers and biodiversity conservation generally is one of the most difficult environmental governance and management tests that we face today. The survival of tigers in the face of the ever-increasing demands on finite resources and habitats will be a test of how well we can protect and sustain our environment for all species, including humans. The recent news from India shows that we cannot meet the global environmental challenge without a renewed commitment, new partnerships, and new approaches. Ecosystem conservation and sustainability must be a central factor in the development decision-making process. For wild tigers to survive, a live tiger has to be worth more than dead tigers, and landscapes with tigers worth more than landscapes without tigers. An important way to add value to live tigers is through ecotourism. Ecotourism has proven to provide major economic returns for communities and has been widely used to generate resources for conservation and to share benefits with local residents. Wildlife tourism contributes to a significant proportion of GDP and export earnings in much of Africa, Australia, and the Galapagos. But ecotourism in the tiger range states is largely underdeveloped and undermanaged because of the remoteness of tiger landscapes and the difficulties of seeing tiger in the dense cover where they live. Receipts from tourism need to be invested in conservation, in the retention of landscapes, and in sharing of benefits with local residents. But missing in South and East Asia are the mechanism needed to facilitate the protection and the expansion of wildlife habitats through these kinds of recreational activities. So this takes new conservation leadership to achieve. Developing ecotourism and broader conservation efforts along these lines can be supported by this Smithsonian World Bank Global Tiger Initiative, Conservation and Development Network. We know that a goal of this effort will be to link experienced and talented wildlife and park managers in tiger range countries with their counterparts from around the world to learn and share the best practices. It will connect tiger conservation managers at all levels in local, national, and international hubs to facilitate the exchange of experience and insights in order to improve conservation, management practice, and efficiency. Creating incentives and opportunities for community conservation is just one of the many approaches that we need to be advancing. When we have bottom-up support for better management and habitat conservation and opposition to poaching, we will finally be moving tiger conservation in the right direction. For our part in the United States Congress, we continue to explore ways to support conservation efforts. While passage of and financial support for the Rhinoceros and Tiger Conservation Act has enhanced the capacity of the United States Fish and Wildlife Service to continue their work in strengthening tiger conservation worldwide, we need to and want to do much more. Currently, the Subcommittee on Insular Affairs, Oceans, and Wildlife, which I chair within the Committee on Natural Resources in the House of Representatives, is developing legislation to enhance our capabilities to support wildlife conservation globally and to step up the fight against the illegal hunting and the illegal trade of wildlife. I am confident that this legislation will complement the Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU, that you have signed here today. And I look forward to working with you to protect tigers, other wildlife, and fragile landscapes around the world. I want to thank you again for inviting me to be here today as you formalize this relationship and launch this new program. And on behalf of all of my colleagues in the United States Congress, I want to thank you for all that you do.